All right, it's time for Herd-Stradamus. We have teams that need quarterbacks. Sorry, radio audience, you can't see this feeble attempt at our graphics department. I would have been a bad philosopher. Nobody would have taken me seriously with that pointy nose.
I disagree.
Look at that.
Most of our show is about your philosophies and predictions.
He's like a court jester. You can't take that guy seriously. It's ridiculous.
I mean, that's a sincere beard, though.
It really is. Once you have a beard, you almost have to believe people. It's literally, it's like it almost comes. It's like
more learned.
Yeah, this guy's got he's like an encyclopedia, just growing.
All that knowledge in the beard.
So here we go, Joy, Herd-Stradamus. I'm going to predict the starting quarterbacks, week one, teams quarterbacks, who's where.
Okay. Who will be the Browns starting quarterback week one?
Baker Mayfield. They owe him $19 million. When he was healthy last year, the offense was functional. Let's not go overboard here. They had the number 1 ranked offensive line, number 4 rushing game. By the way, if you wanted to trade him, why would you trade him now when he came off a really bad last month? Get him healthy. I still like their coach. I like their Jarvis Landry will get healthy. If you're going to move him, do it at the trade deadline, but week one, Baker.
Seahawks, who's starting week one?
My guess is Russell Wilson. He has a no-trade clause. So if you want to move him, you're completely limited, and I don't think they want to move him. So, guys got more wins, 104, than any quarterback in league history through 10 years. And that division, good luck starting over at quarterback. I mean, again, if you were in the NFC South, maybe we could have a discussion. How do you move him out of that division? McVay, Shanahan, Kyler Murray, you can't move off him.
Who will be the Steelers starting quarterback week one?
I honestly believe this. I think Kenny Pickett, the Pittsburgh kid. First of all, he's old. He's going to turn 24 this summer. They also have a ton of young, ascending offensive players. I think he fits. This is not a veteran guy who'd get frustrated. Najee Harris, Chase Claypool, Deontay Johnson, the rookie tight end. It's perfect. They're rebuilding their defense is expensive. But now you got all these young, inexpensive guys on offense. He'd be a perfect fit to grow together with them.
Who will be the Colts starting quarterback week one?
I'm going to throw this out there. Mitch Trubisky. Unlike Wentz, he's got a lower ceiling, but doesn't make as many big mistakes. And I'll throw this out there. He had a winning record 3 of his 4 years in Chicago. The Colts will save almost $14 million moving off Wentz. Reports they're going to do that. Trubisky is viewed by a lot of people in this league as a starter, not a bridge. Now, he's a lower-end starter, but I think what they're looking for is the athleticism that Wentz provides. Mitch has that, with more stability and maturity, which they think Trubisky provides.
Who will be the Giants quarterback week one?
Yes. Daniel Jones. I mean, I don't want to be personal. I mean, this is not what I would do. I think there's limitations, but they've already said that they want Brian Daboll to fix this. And I think 1 year from now, they'll be drafting another quarterback. So I got nothing against him. I wish he and his family the best. But in this division, you can get away with it, maybe win some games, get a better coach in there. But this is it.
Broncos.
They want Aaron Rodgers. I don't think they'll get him. And I think having had Bridgewater, who's not reckless but limited, they're going to go Carson Wentz. It's not their first choice. But what they're doing is they're looking around and they're going, well, we have a much better receiving core than Indianapolis, and we have a better tight end Fant than Indy. So we're going to give him a younger offensive coach, way better weapons, and we think we'll live with some of his recklessness. And for the record, they're a playoff team with Carson Wentz. I think they're a fascinating team. I think they're probably better with Aaron. But remember, Wentz is having to make a lot of things happen with that offense in Indy because after Michael Pittman, they don't have a really a dependable receiving core. T.Y. Hilton's older. So I think Denver would say, we're giving him way better weapons. Let's make it work.
Eagles.
I think you're going to run it back with Jalen Hurts. You just saw that video. The other thing is, if it was you have great draft picks. Yeah, I think if you had Joe Burrow out there or Justin Herbert, I think they could make a move. But right now, why not? Sirianni made it work. There's some limitations, but the pocket's moving. He's athletic. He got him to the playoffs. And in that division, you can be patient for 1 more year. I think in that division, let's run it back 1 more year. He's the second best quarterback in that division right now. You can make the playoffs consistently. Get the second best quarterback in the division.
Who will be the Saints starting quarterback?
So this is where it gets interesting for me. It's going to be Taysom Hill, but I think they're going to draft Malik Willis at 18.
Okay.
So I think this is what they're saying. So they hired a defensive coach, right? So they lose the brilliance of Sean Payton. So what they're saying to themselves is, we don't know if Taysom Hill, we've got him under contract, is the future. But he plays a similar style a little bit. He's not as good as Willis as a thrower. But they're going to bring Willis in to back up Taysom. They're both hyper-athletic guys. They're playmakers. And their takeaway is Taysom can get banged up. Willis shares some of his skills. We're going to make our offense a little more RPO here. Okay, we're not. A lot of people think they're going to go Jameis. I think that ship sailed. I think they're going to go draft Willis with Taysom, and in about a year, they're going to move off Taysom, or he'll be the backup to Willis. But I think there's a symmetry in the way they play. Willis has a much higher ceiling, but there is a similarity. They are strong, athletic playmakers.
The Packers.
I am in the minority here. I think he stays. I think he's had a lot of success. There's a lot of familiarity. He just got his heart broken, the poor guy. His passer rating the last couple of years has been 117. So, and again, I think I'm sure I don't know. But my takeaway is there's just so much familiarity here. The division is still awful. He'll win it going away. He likes his coach. I think he's going to stay. But if I'm wrong, you heard it here first. I'll probably be wrong.
Who will be the Bucs starting quarterback?
Okay, now you're going to think I'm crazy. I'm going to go with Jimmy Garoppolo on this. I don't know when it happens, but the Buccaneers have the kind of roster that they could give a starting player to the Niners in the secondary or O-line. So I think what San Francisco wants for Garoppolo is a draft pick and a starter, and Tampa's got the depth to do that. By the way, Jimmy's 21-7 on the road as a starting quarterback, second only in league history to Patrick Mahomes. Why? Garoppolo's gutty. Say what you want about him. He can be limited, but I trust him in big spots. No, I shouldn't say that. I think he gives you everything he has. He plays. He's got an alpha in him, and I think for 2 years he'd work.
The Niners.
Trey Lance. I think this is a smoke screen that he's not ready because they want to get more for Garoppolo. I think he's going to be raw, but I think they're going to give him as many snaps as they can, OTA, preseason camps, let it run. And I do think you didn't give up. I mean, they gave up 3 first-round picks. That's a lot of capital.
And a third.
The
Commanders.
They want Russell Wilson. They won't get him. So what's a reasonable facsimile of an adult that learns the system quickly that you can trust? Teddy Bridgewater. So what they want to do, I know, but what they're saying is Heineke runs around. I think they want to change their culture from the logo. I think they want like an adult in the room, a dependable guy. And I also think they could move up and try to draft a quarterback. But I think Denver's going to move Bridgewater, and I think Washington is not going to be one of the leading suitors for the other guys. And so I think they settle for Teddy, and he gives them an adult presence in the room. He's not as flighty and turnover prone as Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's probably a better thrower than Taylor Heineke, and he's an adult. I love that game. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.